All right, what's up, everyone? My name's AJ Wright Crypto. Welcome to the show. It's Monday, October 21st, 10 days away from Halloween. Shit's getting spooky around here, kind of getting spooky in the markets as well. Pretty crazy weekend on the charts. Of course, we will get into that. We will get into the news. We will get into all the things. But first, thank you to each and every one of you for being here, either on YouTube or on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Really appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like button early in the show. Get us in the algorithm. Get us off to the next step. I'd very much appreciate it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Karen Harris. I know, Karen, where has the year gone? That's like, my brain kind of hurts. You know, the 1 year anniversary of AJ Wrights Crypto is in 4 days. 4 days from now, I put out Crypto Chronicles Part 1 a year ago. That kind of freaks me out. It has been one hell of a year. It has been my best year, has been my favorite year ever. Great year. But I can't believe it's closing down. But shout out to everybody else. MJ, Crypto Stone, Brian, all information. What's the next Bitcoin move? Hold on. Whoa. Hold on. We'll get to Bitcoin. I promise. Oh, I promise. We're going to get to Bitcoin. All right, you got Tales from the Crypt, Eddie C, Randall Dance, Fortune 8, Mike J, Baba Yoga, Rags and Richie, SWFL, everybody, y'all are awesome. You think they crazy? No, wait till election. For sure. I just did an interview with George from Cryptos R Us. Put it up on the channel yesterday. Took a little while to get that edit done. Some of that was my fault. But it was from the conference a week before. But really nothing he said. It was kind of like an evergreen type interview. It wasn't like an interview that, needed it wasn't like we said anything that mattered that day. You know what I mean? It was kind of like going into the election, going into 2025. What narratives are you not missing? Stuff like that. And basically, George, I asked him straight up, hey, a lot of my audience has asked me directly, should I be waiting for after the election? Is there going to be a big dump in the event of a Harris victory, or should I front run the election counting on a Trump victory? Because a lot of people feel that the election will be a very volatile day. And in the event of a Trump W, we will see a radical move to the upside. I personally feel that bull run will still happen in a Harris White House, considering the world is entering a phase of quantitative easing. We started our interest slashes. Our last interest slash, the last FOMC meeting, was the first Fed pivot since March of 2020. Not to mention China, Japan, other countries in Europe. The M2 money supply is curving up and to the right. And what George was saying is that if you look historically, what he started off by saying, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And when we print money, when the world prints money, when the M2 money supply goes up, so does Bitcoin. So kind of regardless of the election, because of the increase in money supply, we should front run the election regardless, was kind of his point. I do think a Trump White House will obviously be much more bullish, not even for money in your or my pocket, but more bullish for favorable regulation, which consequently, ensures the health and security of the crypto industry and America being a crypto powerhouse. I think, crypto is in a bit of an arms race for who's going to really dominate the space. And I think America has a really good opportunity to kind of swoop in and run it now, as long as we don't encourage, innovation off our borders. That shit got to go. And obviously Harris is more of the same. Gary won't get fired. The SEC will still give Wells notices to the Smoking Chicken Church Club NFTs, stuff like that. So that's where we are with that. Obviously, early voting already began in Georgia. Personally, I want to go on the day of. I want to see the line. I want to get the pin. I want to do the whole experience. But yeah, it is certainly interesting. Karen Harris points out that the next Fed meeting is after the election, so that should be interesting. And I certainly do believe that, yes, the next Fed meeting is probably going to be 50 basis points again, or at least 25. We will be slashing next Fed meeting, IMO. All right. So shout out to Mr. Mojo. We got a Trump voter in the house. I love to see it. I love to see it. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Checking the chat here. All right, we're not talking about any wars in the chat, guys. Calm down. Calm down with all the bombs and all that. We don't want to talk about that. That's not up for debate here. All right. I did want to start off by going over the markets, but I'm not doing that. I changed my mind. I don't feel like it. What we're going to do, we're going to talk about a handful of giveaways that are still open and live right now over on my Twitter page. Number one is the new Grogger merch is coming soon. This is the newer design. Really like the whole leaning into the astronaut thing. Super fun. Shout out to David from Crypto Chips for designing these sweet shirts. If you like this tweet, someone will win this shirt in their size and $100 in whatever crypto they want. And I'm closing this tonight. Tonight is the last chance. So get over, make sure you smash the likes to get in on this shirt plus $100. Also, if you correctly predict the Bitcoin price, the closest person to the Bitcoin price at the end of the month will get, and I will look at what time, when these things were posted. If you posted on the 31st, you won't win, but someone will win a prize if you get the correct answer. What's the prize? I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Actually, I have decided. I know what the prize is. It's a pretty cool prize in my opinion. I believe this giveaway here, the giving away a ghost pass for the Dead Pixel Ghost Club. Shout out to the H Barbarian. I believe they are choosing the winner from this, and I think it's over. All right, so don't worry about that one. And lastly, big shout out to VeChain. I haven't posted it yet, but I will be posting it later today. On Wednesday, I am doing a Twitter space on my Twitter with Sonny Liu from VeChain. With the founder of VeChain is the co-host for my space. We will do, kind of an overall on, how this year went, what he's looking forward to next year. Maybe we'll throw in an AMA or some sort of controlled AMA. I'm really looking forward to that. Big shout out to Sonny. Man, the VeChain team has come a very long way from when I first met everybody. Going to the fights at the end of, I think, December last year was the first time they said, all right, AJ, come on down, come do a fight with us. And from there, we really got to talking, really became friends. I am on the VeChain team. I'm super bullish on that project, but I was big on the project before I became a team member. I became a team member because, one, I do this for a living, and we really got along, and we really align on, how to market, how to make, how to get this idea to kind of snowball bigger and bigger. And I couldn't be more grateful for the team at VeChain. Like, for real, those guys are absolutely amazing. Big shout out to Sonny. Make sure you hang out with us on that space Wednesday. All right, and make sure you check out the J-Chain video that we did last week. Lastly, here's the final giveaway. This is the one I wanted to talk about. We got over 821 likes on this. Not a bad tweet here, but you have to follow, retweet, and like to be involved. Basically, you get a hat, you get 2 shirts. They are that XL size, but they fits like a large. They're kind of small. 2 pins, 2 water bottles that are not pictured, plus $200 in Algorand. And I'm going to give an extra $50 to a few extra winners. Maybe 3 extra winners will with $50 or something like that. So make sure you head over to my Twitter and get in on those giveaways. And guys, I am going to, and here's the interview with George. And George was saying that he is not missing out on meme coins. He missed them last cycle. He's not missing them this cycle. We talked about that. We talked about a lot of other stuff. Make sure you check out that interview I did with George. Big shout out to Cryptos R Us. Big shout out to IFC, George, Josh, the whole team over there, man. Those guys are good friends of mine. They're really good friends of mine. And George, I'll give it to George, man. Like, early on, before I had my own channel, back when I was still writing with Ben and everything, man, George, I remember just like striking conversations up with him, and him just like, kind of, I could ask him anything I wanted. You know what I mean? He really let me pick his brain. He really let me learn from him. And, that's always why I'm so hard on my audience. And I'm like, guys, if you have not been to a crypto conference, for the love of God, go to a crypto conference, because you never know whose hand you're going to shake. You never know what door is going to open. You never know who you're going to meet. And in situations like that, like with George and like with the guys from Altcoin Daily and Wendy and Crypto Face and all my friends, like they have like shaped my brain in terms of like content, in terms of crypto, in terms of trading. And I just am beyond grateful that like these people have made the impact they did. You know what I mean? And when I do interviews with them, when I do content with them, I always want to take a second to say, hey man, thanks. Like you were there for me very early. And that means a lot to me. You know, big shout out to George, dude, for real. And then also the last thing, I know this is completely off topic, but I downloaded the new FSD, the full self-driving update in the Cyber Beast 2 nights ago. And now this thing drives by itself. Basically, you press a button on the steering wheel, all right, and it goes exactly the speed limit. It turns, it changes lanes, it parks, whether you put where you're going, the address in the thing, and it will drive you there. Every now and then it does make you like touch the steering wheel. You know what I mean? You got to like be attentive. But dead ass, like if I like had to work on the way, if I had to work on my drive to work, I could put in my address here to the office and press the button and just let that thing take me to work. You know, it's actually crazy. And and it's wild. Like in this video, if you watch this video on my Twitter, like it was actually the perfect time to start recording because it merged us over into the turn lane, but then the light was a blinking yellow, which is like a yield in Georgia. Turning left in Georgia absolutely sucks. And I get why New Jersey makes you turn right 3 times to go left. It kind of makes sense. But no, so this thing had a blinking yellow, like a yield with cars coming the other way. And I'm sitting there letting this car drive for me. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of an interesting decision. Is it going to, and right after the truck went by, it was like, and just did it perfect. I was like, dude, the future freaks me out big time. But you know, shout out to Tesla, man. Shout out to Tesla. That's some crazy shit right there. But Mr. Mojo, I'm right there with you, but I like to steer and drive fast. And I'm totally there. I think it's something that I don't want to do all the time. It's not something I'm going to rely on. It kind of freaks me out, to be honest with you. I like to drive personally. But it is something that is kind of useful. Say, you know, you have a big phone call or, you know, something's going on. I think there's a time and a place for it, as long as it's not like you're every single time you drive, you're not driving your car. Like, you know what I mean? I think there's a place for it, but I'm certainly taking my time, you know, learning how to do it. It's the first time I pressed the button and it started like steering. I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, big shout out to Blockchain Basement, man. Just being negative in the chat. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys are watching my show. 300 other people are watching my show. You know, I don't come into your chat. You know what I mean? Man, the successful people that I know don't have time to be negative on the internet. The successful people I know are making money and working hard and doing it the right way and not just leeching off the success of other people. Like, whatever. It makes me want to take a shower is what it does. Like, you know, and when this shit happens, that's like, oh yeah, that's why I left. That's why I left that cesspool of humans. Like, man, like, people, dude. All right. Simple man, Jake, do you think Ape will keep exploding? Let's talk about Apecoin. Let's talk about Apecoin, actually, because this is something that I like to do. Something I like to do. On September 9th or September 8th, I put this in my Telegram group. Lastly, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I've been watching Apecoin all day. But hey, it has mad volume on PHEMEX right now. As you can see, it had a, you know, kind of a, not a straight breakout line from the very top of the chart, but, you know, multiple points of connection on the trend line down. All right. And it broke out 45% in 8 days. And I said, it's hard to ignore a clear breakout and a 46% pump in 8 days. And at the time, the volume profile was still above the price action. It pumped 46% and the volume was still above the price. I put that in the Telegram group on September 9th or something like that, because I remember seeing back here on September 4th, I think I actually talked about this story on the channel, the same article right here, September 4th, 2024. Apecoin teases plan to spur Bored Ape community development ahead of Ape Chain launch. So, it was very obvious to me looking at, and here's the charts that I actually posted on Telegram. Did not mean to zoom out on that. Yeah, September 10th to be exact. I remember seeing this story here about, the Ape Chain coming out, everything like that. I remember posting this in the group along with these two charts here. One showing the breakout on September 10th, and also that day, Apecoin went like into the top 6 or 7 in PHEMEX leverage trade volume. And I've been able to find coins that before they really move up by paying attention to their leverage volume. PopCat. I caught PopCat probably the end of June, early July. The Telegram group and myself made a lot of money on PopCat. And then, also Apecoin, caught that one from leverage, a spike in leverage volume on PHEMEX. SWE, I bought a lot of SWE at like 65, 70, 75, even some more at 80 cents because of the leverage trading on volume. I see the trends and what people are trading, right? And then I kind of zone in on it from there. And then also I gave this setup in the Telegram group on Apecoin. And remember, this is September 10th, everybody. This is over a month ago. All right. Basically, it was putting in higher lows. This uptrend line here. There was support resistance. It broke through at 71 cents. It had overhead resistance from back here at 80 cents. And then, as you can see, these circles here, big support resistance at 87.1. 87.1 with basically $1.994 being the top of that range over here. But 87.1 was the big level that I had an alarm set on. As if you really zoom in on this, it actually got rejected right here. You see that, how it got rejected? Let me zoom in right there. It kind of wicked up to here and came back down. So my big alarms on Apecoin were 80 cents, 87.1, $1, and then of course this big, kind of uptrend coming up the hill here. And here is where we are now. And as you can see, the difference between this chart and this chart is that there are a lot. This is the old chart. Pay attention to these circles at the 87.1 level. Just highlighting that support resistance level. There's a lot more circles that I recently drew in here because it kept getting rejected by this 87.1 level. All right. So after it had that big wake up, here's that, basically right here was where I posted it in the Telegram group. And we actually talked about a short from 80 cents to that 70 cent level, which was about a 12% move down. And also, if you go back to the group here, hey, look, 80 cents, 71 cents. It literally perfectly came back down to that level, almost like clockwork. All right. And then these alarms, what the big important thing here is that it maintained staying above this uptrend. It respected this uptrend. And then once it came kind of to a point where I like to call a point of intersection, like it literally would have either had to lose this uptrend or fight up. You want to put your chart in a situation where it's forced to move up. All right. And here's the thing. Here's that 87.1 alarm. And here's what happened. Guys, I gave this setup to my Telegram group on September 10th. September 10th, fam. If you went from we could have gone from, actually, let's get rid of Marcus over here. We could have gone from the alarm, the 80 cent alarm. If we went from the 80 cent alarm, which would have been completely fair, the Telegram group had it. And there was even another chart I posted a week later that had more levels, because there's more levels here than there are on the first chart I showed you as my example. From the 80 cent level, let me go from the time it happened to the top was 118%. It happened in a day and 18 hours. And right now, if you're still in it, you'd still be up 85%. And if you went from the bigger level, which had all the circles, even the ones further back on the chart back there, that the 87 level, let's go from that 87 level to here, boom, 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 still 100% top to bottom in a day, you'd still be up 70% now. And even if you waited and went at the last alarm at almost $1, boom. Even if you went from there, you're still up 75%, still up 49% right now, 75% top to bottom. But guys, this is the alpha that I noticed. These are the things I bring. Guys, I've never scammed a single person in my life. I'm actually good at trading. I actually do this for a living. Imagine that. I called this Apecoin setup on September 10th. With alarms. And this is why I tell people in my Telegram group, leave your alarms on. Do not turn your alarms off, because they're the same levels that matter over here. There could be a point where we're coming down and things stop. We're coming down and things stop. But guess what? When we come back up, those same levels play back in, because volume is normally connected or striated in between the volume itself, the liquidity, the money is striated or aligned with the price action. So we'll always see these levels come back into play. And that is why I run the system I do, by reacting to alarms like this. And this, I would say this specific example is the exception, not the rule. This one absolutely fucking ripped. All right. But to be fair, these levels were given to the Telegram group over a month ago. All right. Over a month ago. And I could not be more proud. These are the types of positions that y'all really need to pay attention to. Of course, stories circulating, Apecoin skyrocket 100% after the Ape Chain mainnet launch. And guys, we knew it was coming. September 4th, this article came out. We were very aware of this day. Very aware of this day. And man, if you want to join my Telegram group, come on, join the party, guys. Send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. I actually have somebody, one of the Telegram members is making me a new graphic. I made this graphic a couple weeks ago, but it still stands, in my opinion. This graphic still stands, except there will be a lot more Apecoin wins on this one for sure. So man, shout out to Grogger Nation. Man. The group has been a big learning experience for me, but it's also been really awesome for me to do the group, because then when in the events, like when Apecoin blasts off, I say, oh yeah, I made a chart on Apecoin a month ago, like blah, blah, blah. Holy shit, that alarm, look at that alarm, look at that. And I'm just like, dude, this is crazy. You know what I mean? So big shout out to you guys, man. I love to see it. Shout out to Algo fam. Hope you guys are in the chat. I've never had that problem, Mike J, or just reset your alarms. I have like the pro trading view, so my alarms last forever. I've never seen that. I've never had a problem with that, but maybe you have to go back and reset them. And guys, if you missed Ape, like, it's not the end of the world. It's not like that big of a deal. It was just the chart that we had alarm set on. It's a chart I said pay attention to. We had news. There was confluence. That breakout was kind of the giveaway. And this is kind of what we like to do is, if you don't catch the breakout, fine. But like, think breakout, local high, retest, and any point where it breaks that local high, long from that level. Like it's not rocket science. But obviously there's ways to optimize, to play it safer than that even. But yeah, and I do hope to see Apecoin come back around. I do. I always have liked the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the mutants, all that, man. I think it's a cool ecosystem. I think it has a place in crypto. Do I think it's going to go back to where it was? Do I think that Bored Apes are going to be $1 million again? Like, probably not. But do I still think there's a big place in crypto for the enthusiasts, for the NFT people? 100%. And that that's what crypto is all about. There's something for everybody, and that's you kind of can't take anything away from that. Busy morning. Let's get it. Shout out to Carter. Overnight Express. Hey man, I really appreciate the kind words, bro. I did have my he all right, I'll just read the comment. Overnight Express, he says, "Holy shoo. AJ, remember when Ben got you in front of the camera, this young dude with a wild hairdo, you didn't give a shit, but your content was great, honest, you won me over, so I came here." And dude, I appreciate that. I mean, I kind of can't wait for the day when, you know, it's kind of like when all of that is just like so far behind us. And honestly, I thought we were there. Like, you know what I mean? I thought all of that was behind us. Like Chronicles came out a year ago in 4 days. I left hit well over a year ago now. And it's just like, I've clearly have been on my own trajectory. I've clearly have done my own thing. You know, when I first came from hit to work with Ben, I was on Ben's payroll for a couple months. And basically I was just like, I just need, because now I'm starting my own channel, I need to get paid until I don't need to get paid anymore. And that time came, excuse my French, probably 6-7 months ago now. And you know what I mean? I really have done this on my own. And it does drive me a little mad that people like really think that I had anything to do with anyone getting scammed or any meme coin or anything like that. It's just like, you guys are delusional. Like, and if the thing is, if they were successful, if they were winning, like I'm winning, they wouldn't have time to toxic blah, 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 blah towards us. You know what I mean? But when you actually sit down and think about, okay, AJ started his own channel over a year ago. From the very beginning, look at all the sponsors that I had from the very beginning. I had 3 or 4 sponsors before I put my first video on YouTube. And that was because I had a following on Twitter. You know, at the time, I have like 18,000 followers on Twitter when I left, you know what I mean? And it's just like, and then I got a lot more sponsors along the way, not to mention I work with top 50 blockchains, not to mention, you know, all the random, you know, sponsored things that I've done along the way, the spaces, my Telegram group, and you add all of that up, plus what I make trading. It's just like, is it really a surprise to you that I'm killing it? Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's annoying, but at the same time, I'm just gonna let it die. I'm just gonna let it die. And I think the people that give a shit, the people that work hard, will always separate themselves. The cream inevitably and invariably rises to the top. That's it. All right. Shout out to Mike Lowry in the house. Money Mike. Joe, does the Telegram group make sense for those of us who can only trade a few days a week? Yeah, for sure. I actually think the Telegram group is really perfect for the types of traders that don't have the time, because like, guys, I spend hours, I'm such a nerd, you know, trading crypto every day, staring at charts, going through positions, figuring out what has volume, what has liquidity, what does, what doesn't, blah, blah, blah. And I'm really under this rabbit hole. But when I go under this rabbit hole every day for a couple hours, and then I come up for air, and I'm like, okay, I got 3 setups that I think are viable, or I got 2 setups that I think are viable, or sometimes I post like 8 of them and come back to the ones that are doing better than the others. All right. And so basically, instead of you spending that time underneath the rabbit hole, all you got to do is be in the group, set the alarms, and learn how to react to the market. And because of like the not financial advice stuff, I do it in a way that I'm not telling you the exact take profit. I'm not telling you the exact stop loss. I'm just giving you the chart I use and the levels I'm watching. And then if you actually follow the group, you'll realize that the take profit is baked into the group. The you know, the stop loss is baked into the group based off your experience in trading. I would say beginner traders should probably always use 1, maybe 2% of a stop loss, because beginner traders are going to make a lot of mistakes and you're going to lose a lot. And I don't want you when you lose 30, 40% of your bag. I want you to lose 1 or 2% if you lose. All right. So we can take a 1%, 2% dent all day, right? Just rinse, repeat. But as you get more experience, you want to kind of because you're using much more capital, you have to be able to stick your neck out a little bit more. You have to be able to deal with the swings and be a little bit, I'm not going to say overexposed, but I mean, are you calling Crypto Face overexposed when he wins $300,000 in a trade? Exactly. I mean, it technically, if you want to use overexposed in a bad light, you could, but really you have to take risk we have to bet big to win big. And, that's certainly rock, that's the truth of the matter. And really the group to me is more about teaching other people how to desensitize themselves and to rewire their relationship with money. Because most people have a really toxic relationship with money. They let it dictate their lives. They let it dictate their decisions. And once you I want people to become better traders by becoming better people. And and this is why I always point to the books I have behind me here. We have Atomic Habits by James Clear, 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson, The 4 Agreements, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, all really strong books that kind of teach people motivational stuff, but it's not like floofy bullshit. It actually really helps people rewire their brains. I would say if you had to pick one book out of the ones behind me that I suggest to people would be Atomic Habits, because it's this one right here. This book right here, okay, changed my life. It changed my life because your habits are what your habits aren't. Like if you're not doing something, that's a habit. You have a habit of not doing it. You know what I mean? So it's literally about making the smallest changes to get the biggest results. And when I say that, I'm not saying make minimal effort for most gains. No, you have to make effort. You have to work hard. You have to put your head down. Guys, when I decided that I wanted to really go all in on crypto, I do have a couple stories and I'll wrap with this soon, but I kind of went on a tangent here and I'm finishing my thoughts. When I decided, all right, AJ, I'm making a decision. I am done with mediocrity. I'm done with this situation. I am moving forward. I'm going to do this crypto thing full time, and I'm not giving up until I make it. And guys, I still feel that way. I'm still hungry. I'm still working. I'm still grinding. I haven't deviated from that decision despite making a lot of money. A lot of money. Okay. And my thing is that I would schedule my days in 1 hour blocks. And I still do this to this day. Now I don't have to intently write it down like I used to because it's a habit for me now. This is how I work. This is how I operate. But that was the biggest change for me. Basically, whatever it is, whatever time you wake up, try to wake up 1 hour earlier. Just try. If you get up at 9 p.m., if you get up at 9 p.m., if you get up at 9 a.m., try to get up at 8. If you get up at 8, get up at 7. If you get up at 7, all right, 6:30. Okay. But get up early enough where you're kind of beating everyone else. You're already up. You're already awake. You're not sleeping in. You're not wasting your time. You're working. Guys, by 7:30 a.m., 90% of the time, I already worked more than most people do in a whole day. I wake up, I make my coffee, I eat a mush or whatever, and I have an hour blocked for the news for the day and the charts for the day. And then I prepare my show, and then I do my show. And basically, I'm not going to explain my whole day, but my point here is that I want you right now to get a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper. All right. Get it in writing. All right. And make a square, make a grid. All right. And right from, 7 a.m. You're now waking up at 7 a.m. Welcome to the real world. All right. 7 a.m. What you're going to do. 8 a.m. What you're going to do. 9 a.m. What you're going to do. All the way, and include your eating. Give yourself time for exercise. Give yourself time for video games. I love playing video games. I work video games into my schedule. It's therapeutic. I enjoy it. But I don't do that without the day of work before it. I do that as a reward. And if I don't get what I wanted to do done, I don't play video games. Okay. But my point is plan your day hour by hour. And if you study 2 different blockchains a day for 1 hour, 1 hour, say at 11 a.m. and 1 hour at say 2 or 3 p.m. and do one blockchain in the early and one blockchain is later. You can research the entire top 100 in crypto in 50 days. In 50 days, you can know a little bit about every single blockchain. That's what it takes, guys. That type of dedication, that type of like breaking it down, like granularly to the point where you are focusing on focusing. You're manifesting what you're manifesting because you're planning your entire day before it happens. Jada's grandma, man, big on this. She always says, she talks to Jada in the morning, did you create your day? Did you create your day? Hey, did you create your day? And the first time I heard that, I was like, what are you talking about? The day has been created by God. God created the day. Like, you know what I mean? Like the day is here. But like, did you create your day? Like, did you wake up and kind of sit down, maybe like go outside, sit by a tree or whatever, and kind of shut your eyes and focus on what you want to create, on the relationships you want to, on, you know, the gardens you want to water, the things you want to do, the things you want to create. Consciousness, you know, consciousness and energy creates reality. Consciousness and energy creates reality. I completely, wholeheartedly believe in these things. And these are the things, it might sound floofy. It might sound like, AJ, you're full of shit. If you are sitting there right now thinking to yourself, AJ, you're full of shit. I used to think that too about the people that said what I'm saying right now. I used to think that too. I'm with you. But try it. Is it going to hurt? Try it. One day at a time, everybody. Oh, and yeah, Ogre, this is some great advice for everyone with ADD, ADHD, scheduling your day. Thanks for reiterating this point, AJ. For sure. Guys, I took an ADD test in 10th grade, and they were like, here's the kid with ADD, and here's the kid with you. And I made him look like he was standing still, okay? So you don't have to, you know, don't give me the learning disability. Don't do that. I think it's all mental, man. I think it's all people put walls up for things they don't want to do. They put walls up so they can't jump over them. I don't believe in that stuff. Exactly. What do you have to do? Give it a shot. Precisely. All right. Let's do a quick little reset here. Let me reset the room. Let me double check how we're doing here. All righty. We have 84 likes. 84 likes, not bad. Let's do a pulse check on the watches. All right, so we have over 160 people on YouTube and 327 on X, according to my statistics here on my screen. Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Twitter, pretty please smash the like button or just gently click it. You don't have to smash it. It doesn't do anything to you. And, you know, leave a comment, get involved, subscribe. The little actions you guys do make this channel possible. So please do that, and I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, let's get into more of the story. So guys, George and I talked about, you know, what we're not going to miss. Meme coins. We're not missing meme coins. And this Apecoin setup that I gave you guys in the Telegram group way back in September, well over a month ago, those alarms at 87 and 99.4. This is what happens in the meme world. All right. It's not rocket science. Of course, join the Telegram group. But I want to focus on what meme coins have not popped off yet. Where is that money still going to be made? All right. I want to start with Dogecoin. I gave this to the Telegram group that Dogecoin was in a pennant. All right. And this was actually right when I believe I posted this. That line, if I leave a line like that, that means I was keeping track of something at that point in time, which was right here. All right. So top to bottom, 17%, still at 9%. All right. So Dogecoin broke out of this pennant. So now this is what we have to watch for. I don't really love the oscillator here. And I will get to Bitcoin after this, but I do just kind of want to point out that, all right, this oscillator is not even. This one's actually this one here is a bit taller. All right. So we do have a little bit of a bearish divergence on the 12-hour here for Dogecoin. All right. And ultimately, guys, I know that Doge is going to go. Every time I saw Doge at 9, 8, 10 cents, I was like, there we go. And guys, and obviously Doge is still, guys, the 2024 high for Doge is just under 23 cents all the way over here. Okay. And guys, look, Doge is still what? 62% from its 2024 high. Plenty of money to be made. Well, let's kind of go across and think about what levels Doge needs to accomplish. Obviously, 17.4 from this fella here, real big level for Doge. And now that we're here, it actually went under this level. And this is actually, I'm going to make this line a little bit smaller. All right. And this is actually a really important alarm now that Doge has broke the pennant, because this was the previous high from here before we kind of entered this valley. All right. And now there's really the next level that Doge can't lose is this top, is right there. And are there a couple little tiny levels in between, like this low back here? Yeah, there are. Yeah, there's that. There's a couple levels that don't matter as much. I'll kind of change the color. Oh, not the color of that, guys. Come on now. Change the color of this and make it a lot smaller. Okay. There are some other levels that are good for awareness. And what actually freaks me out about this is that, see how the volume profile kind of spikes under to the right here? Doge very easily could come back and test, a high 13, mid 13. Right now it's almost at 14. And also you want to keep an eye on this local high in the event it regains. I'll say this is an important alarm. If in the event it regains this level here. So really your big alarm for Doge right now is 0.143. Awareness alarm at 135 and short alarm at 133. Okay. That's how I would be looking at Doge right now, because guys, keep in mind that in the event it breaks above this previous high and we head back to the upside, we have been here before. And this is why I'm targeting coins like this, because we're not in discovery. Coins in discovery are really hard to follow, but coins that have already been here, we have something to go off of. So just stay plugged in to these alarms that I'm giving you and react to the market. All right. And guys, and the thing with Doge is that it has gone up. You know what hasn't? Shiba Inu. Shiba hasn't done anything compared to what Doge has done. All right, fine. If you want to go from the low in September to now, 46% in 48 days, not bad, right? But guys, there's a lot of money to be made here. And this was actually back here. This was given to the Telegram group, and we actually shorted from the loss of this level to here. All right. And that was a 38% down the hill in 20 days. That was a 100% a position given to the group back and over the summer. All right. We ain't messing around over here. But what I will say about Shiba on the 12-hour is that, look, over here, we got the bull cross of, the 50 EMA getting above the 200. That's strong. We'd like to see that. All right. And now, although it has not beat this previous high, it is still staying above the 50. And anytime we're in a period of bullish continuation, the price will hover above and stay above the 50 EMA. All right. So if in the event Shiba was to lose the 50 EMA on a large time frame like the 12-hour, sure, that would be cause for concern. But similar to what we did with Doge, let's set some levels that we can react to on Shiba. So look at this over here. See how where Shiba got rejected? And you see how the bodies of the candle are below that? It did wick above it, but the bodies are here. That's a pretty important support resistance level. And of course, with this local high and the other level from previous support resistance, we do have some targets in the event Shiba reclaims this level. That is a lot of zeros, 196. Targets, a lot of zeros, 206. Targets, a lot of zeros, 216. All right. So there's that. In the terms of the downside, to react the other way, first of all, a couple things yelling at me here. This is yelling at me, kind of that this is a really big SR from here. From here, it was the floor, it was the floor, it was the ceiling, and it was the floor, it was the floor. All right, that level, Shiba really doesn't want to lose. Just for the record, a lot of zeros, 162. But guys, it's really not that far. In the event, that's a 10.8% drop. That's not that far. Okay, I'm not saying that's going to happen for sure, but that is possible. And also this one here. And I'm not going to circle every time it touches that on the chart, but that's also a big level. A lot of zeros, 175. So right now, this is what I like to call a conditional range. All right, and I'll get rid of the volume because we kind of already know. Look, in the event, let me just make this point really fast. All right, so in the event this alarm goes off at a lot of zeros, 162. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. See how, and you see how fast Shiba came up here and how Shiba came down here and came down and came up here? That's because there's a gap in the volume profile from here to here. All right. So, and this is what I like to call a conditional range, because if we lose this level at 162, we can kind of count on Shiba maybe using this as a target, or at least some level in here somewhere. All right. So that is a super important concept to wrap your head around, especially if you're a beginner. So right now we are in between 195 and 182. We do not care what happens in between here. It can do this all fucking day. We don't care. We care about the break. Those are the levels to watch for Shiba. And guys, lastly, this is the last chart I'll do, and then I'll run into some stories. Kind of did the show a little bit backwards today. I'm not sure how I feel about this pick. I want to start by saying that. But I do want to say that Telegram ALTCOIN really surprised me. And NotCoin kind of came out of the gate. It was a little shy. It was a little sleepy, little asleep. And then it woke up. And I think because of how many users are baked into Telegram, you proxy as a trader almost have to pay attention to any project Telegram puts out, ALTCOIN puts out. All right. And I'm not, shilling this project at all or anything like that. But Hamster Combat, I want you guys to at least keep an eye on this chart, because it looks kind of like NotCoin, guys. When NotCoin came out, NotCoin, I mean, it came right on down the hill. It came right on down the hill. But guys, I'm actually glad that this Hamster Combat's coming down the hill. Do you know why? First of all, very common statement called rounded bottoms pay the bills. Rounded bottoms pay the bills. All right. And also now, look, the volume profile is sitting at support resistance up here at 2046. All right. We have another big SR. Oh, why is this on a magnet lock? Okay. Right here, 515. Big old volume spike right up here, kind of aligns with the heart of this range. I'm going to change this color to like a pink, because that's a volume. All right. And of course we have a couple like little, I'll actually draw a volume line here as well, because it's not support resistance, but it's aligned with volume. All right. And so now we have this right here. I would say that support resistance, change that to yellow. And now we even have this very low here that we're actually above. Okay. So this bottom one, a lot of zeros, 359. This one, 396. This one, 471, 518, 574. If you need to go back and pause to draw those lines yourself, feel free. No shame in that game. Okay. Copy off me, guys. Copy off my test. Because it actually would be nice if Hamster Combat doesn't go below this, because then we can actually talk about a double bottom and eventually putting in a higher low and eventually doing something. I'm not saying this is 100% going to go. I'm not saying to put all your money into this. It would be irresponsible to put all your money into anything. We certainly want to be diversified. We're not beginners here, guys. But at the very least, because Telegram has so many people baked into that ecosystem, please, at the very least, keep an eye on this chart. Keep an eye on this chart. And guys, George and I in our interview talked about a lot of sectors. We talked about what narrative are we not going to miss out on this bull run. And George, his main one was meme coins. He doesn't want to miss meme coins. He doesn't, he missed it last time, Doge and Shiba, and they melted faces. Not this time. I'm with him on that. I have some meme exposure. And of course, I like the RWA narrative, hence a lot of the utility coins that I'm big on, the Hederas, the Algorands, the VeChains of the world. But there's one specific narrative that I'm not sleeping on no matter what. And that's AI. That's AI for sure. And when I start seeing stories like crypto VCs bet big on AI with 213 million in Q3. Guys, first of all, $213 million isn't shit. Kind of think this article is making a little bit amount of it a molehill. $213 million. It's good. It's a good start. It's a good start. It's a good investment. All right, investment. But this is just the beginning. These are the early birds here. Okay. In the third quarter of 2024, venture capitalists invested over 213 million into artificial intelligence, showing a staggering 340% year-over-year increase. And I think that's the bigger takeaway, that the increase of AI investments, crypto VCs, is getting larger and larger and larger. According to Masari, big shout out to Ryan Selkis, the 213 million invested in AI related projects in Q3 represented by a 2.5x jump from Q2. So 2.5 more per, X in Q3 than Q2 in terms of AI investments. Guys, while total venture funding in Q3 stood at about 3.8 billion, slightly lower than previous quarters, the focus in AI and DePIN shows VCs are strategically positioning themselves for future growth. Masari's analysis suggests that investors believe these sectors will play a major role in shaping the next phase of the crypto market. And I could not agree with that statement anymore. Do not sleep on artificial intelligence. Just don't do it. Don't do it. My car drove me home yesterday, guys. Okay, don't sleep on this. I'm telling you. I'm just gonna leave it there. Yeah, I'm just gonna go over some quick headlines. Bitcoin hash rate hits a new all-time high. That's pretty cool. It's good for the security of the network. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean that's rad, to be honest. Bitcoin has really been running the show, and I do want to talk about Bitcoin, as I promised from the beginning of the show. When in the first 2 minutes, someone asked me to talk about the Bitcoin chart, and I kind of went everywhere but that way. But before I talk about Bitcoin, we're going to talk about something. Is Cardano going to flip Bitcoin? Here, let's ask the chat. Where's my post a poll button here? Hold on, I'll find it. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Okay. Will Cardano flip Bitcoin? Question mark. Start poll. I want to know what you think. There is a chat. Can I vote on my own poll? Because I'm going to click. Nope. Okay, it did let me click no. Okay, it did. All right. I do want to see what y'all think here. Will Cardano flip Bitcoin? Yes or no? I think this is a very bold, all capital letters typed in bold statement from Charles. Do I get where he's coming from? I mean, I guess that's the dream. I mean, even Ben and I talked about Ben doesn't think Ethereum's going to flip Bitcoin anymore. And I'm starting to agree with him. I think that if it was ever going to happen, it would have happened probably last cycle, right? I mean, even let me get a fresh refresh here on CoinGecko. I mean, I just want you guys to appreciate how far away this is. Bitcoin market cap $1.3 trillion. What the hell's going on? Oh. $1.3 trillion. All right. And Ethereum, guys, is over $1 trillion behind Bitcoin. Hear that right? Ethereum's over $1 trillion behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin's 1.323. Ethereum is 320. You get my point here. Cardano is now outside of the top 10. It's inside the top 10 if you take out stable coins. But guys, like Tron Toncoin kind of came out of nowhere and passed ADA. Somehow Tron, I don't know anyone in the Tron community. Man, I really don't. Cardano's sitting at a $12 billion market cap. Like, and I don't want like first of all, I like Cardano, guys. I hold Cardano. I've met Charles Hoskinson. I really like the guy, but we got a long road ahead of him if they think they're going to flip Bitcoin. And I do kind of want to give the article a little bit more love here. He believes that in a few decades, okay, so at least he's giving it a very large time frame. That's fair. He suggested that many governments around the world might use the technology behind Cardano to run their systems. Okay, we all know what Cardano is. I don't know if I play this, if you guys will hear it. Thumbs up if you can hear that. Oh, you can't hear it. Okay. Weird. Sometimes when I play videos, it goes through my thing and sometimes it doesn't. I got to fix that. But basically, he's saying that how fast Cardano grew in 7 years, and basically saying that a lot can happen in a amount of time like that, and that he thinks Cardano would be more pragmatic for governments to use. And I get where he's coming from, but I think it's a long road. It's a long road. I'm not saying it's impossible, because I do like Cardano, and I get what he's saying. Hey, 7 years ago, Cardano was nothing. And now look at what we did, what we could do in 7 more years. I get the sentiment there, but I don't think it's fair to say that. What I don't like is when people get hope that's not real. And this is why I'm kind of sometimes an asshole when it comes to rate my portfolio. This is why I'm sometimes a jerk when I do price predictions, because I don't want to lie. I want to tell you what I think is possible. I don't want to tell you what you want to hear to co-sign irresponsible movements. And I don't want people to hear that and say, "Oh, he said it. It's going past Bitcoin. Let's go." Like, that stuff just scares me. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. Almost 50 votes in the poll, 43 votes in the poll, and 12% of you do think Cardano is going to flip. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, but that's where I stand on that. I just don't like when people kind of work, get their feelings, kind of freaks me out. I have been following, guys. I do want to say I've been watching the top SWE meme coins. There are some SWE meme coins out here. If you look at the 7-day, kind of tells the story right now. This was the opposite of this 7 days before these 7 days. Things are really heavy. Things are kind of retesting. Things are leaving. Things are coming back. I've been watching it. I'm not really much of a meme guy, to be honest, but I do really like keeping track. At least having a feel for it, I do want to look at the 24 hours. Popcat up 4%, Jupe 3%, Solana 163, and then Notcoin, Litecoin, Monero, SWE down, Stacks down, WIF down, Pyth, stuff like that. So kind of a give and take with alts right now. And before we go, I do want to talk about the Bitcoin chart as promised. I also wanted to keep it. Oh yeah. So guys, I also did give this to the Telegram group the other day, Solana in this type of ascending pennant. All right. And it did break through that level. This is Solana daily 6-hour chart, 8% up in a day in 6 hours. Not bad. And then it came down, retested, and wicked below, but held this level. So guys, this level right here on Solana, 163.30 cents. Make sure you have that level written down. I also wanted to see, is this level previous SR? Yeah, it is. Wow. Right there. Pretty close too. Couple times. Here. Oh. here. Very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, so that would be my current range for Solana. Oop, did not mean to draw that. And this top level is 172. $172. And yeah, I would certainly be watching this range here for sure on Solana. Some people were trying to tell me that there was a cup and handle on Solana. I guess I see it. I don't know, man. It's almost more of an inverse head and shoulders than a cup and handle, in my opinion. Hard to say that. And then other people are saying that this is a big cup. And I don't really think you can count this a handle because it doesn't round out. It's kind of like a box. That one's kind of a reach in my opinion. All right, where's my Bitcoin chart? BTC. All right, connect 4 hour. I know you can't see it yet. 1 sec. All right, so Bitcoin. We did finally. Here's the bull flag. Here's the ascending wedge. All right. Bitcoin did break out of the bull flag for a minute. Very quickly gave all that back. Actually, Bitcoin has kind of dumped down pretty since about 11:30 last night, down 3% the past 14 hours. The 2 hour chart kind of looks a little bloody. I'm not that surprised to see this. I think people, once Bitcoin people get excited, they start selling off a little heavy. Where's my volume profile not up? Volume profile. I think that's about normal. But guys, this green line right here, the top of this, I would really be paying attention to this. This level is 66.5. Certainly don't want to lose that. The next point I'd be looking at under that level, 65.1. And then, of course, you always want to alarm the new high, which is 69.4. And just kind of run that range, be a little patient. Not surprised to see that happen, to be honest. It's good that it broke it, but we don't want it to fall back into the pattern. Like if it really comes down from here, like say, to the bottom of, let me kind of scrunch this up a little bit. Like I don't really want to see the bull flag ever be tested on the bottom again. But I would like to see if the triangle gets tested, that would be okay as long as we fight in it. But yeah, I don't really, let me kind of do some little investigating here. I know I'm not being super entertaining this moment, but I am kind of just doing my own homework on Bitcoin right now live with you guys. Yeah. I really would like to see Bitcoin 66.5. This is the level I don't want to see it lose. If it tests that level, okay, but I would also really want to see a big support resistance that it's under right now. I already have drawn this white line here. Is right. Oh, I just moved it on accident, didn't I? Oh. Yeah, right there. 68,000. Here. Those are the two levels I want you to pay attention to. I'm not going to make a flat statement about Bitcoin right now. I didn't think it would dip that heavy, to be honest. That's pretty aggressive. But like we said, every time we see a real aggressive downtrend, yeah, we might be able to find some long scalps right here. So keep a close eye on 66.5 right now. I don't know if Bitcoin's going to finish October above 70. I hope so. Hopefully this is just a quick sell-off, but I don't know. Some people have been saying some really wild predictions, and I don't think that it's gonna happen then. But there you go. So the poll finished out here. Yeah, 87% said no. That's not a surprise to me at all. Well, guys, I am going to peace out. I got a lot to work on today, but I do appreciate you all. Well over 160 on YouTube, over 400 on Twitter. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you smash the like button on the way out the door. Got a cool week plan for you guys. Got a handful of videos, stuff like that. I like to thank Ledger, new sponsor of the channel. Make sure click the link down below. Better safe than sorry. You don't have to opt in to the recovery if you don't want to. It's just a safety net, guys. It doesn't destroy what they're doing. I always believed, especially if you have a lot of crypto, you want to not leave that on exchanges. We don't know which exchange that's up right now is going to become the next FTX. And if those people were on a cold wallet, never would have happened. So big thank you to them. Big thank you to my sponsors, Karate Combat, Market Cypher, Ledger, Crypto Chips. Big shout out to VChan. Big shout out to Algorand. I do have an Algorand giveaway still live over on my Twitter. Make sure you head over there. Got a really fun video, guys, for you coming out later today. Got an interview with the guys from Ledger if you want to learn more about Ledger and some of the controversy behind Ledger. I did ask the guys some pretty tough questions, so make sure you check that out. I have a couple more videos coming this week. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure, guys, if you're not in the Telegram group, if you're on the fence, if you're thinking about it, what do you have to lose? We called Apecoin on September 10th. We called Apecoin on September 10th. I could not be more proud of the group and what we have done. We have made a lot of money for a lot of people. Send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. Absolutely so stoked on everybody learning how to trade, getting better at trading, getting emails like, dude, I've never had $100,000 before. Hey, dude, I finally paid my house off. Dude, I finally got a new car. Stuff, dude, that stuff is just like, yes, let's go, everybody. I love hearing that stuff. So much love to each and every one of you, and I do appreciate everybody in the chat, being positive. The positivity, y'all are what matter to me. I don't give a shit about people just being negative, talking bullshit, lying on the internet. I don't give a shit. Focus on what matters to you. Focus on your family. Focus on your friends. Focus on what you can do to make your environment a better place, how you can improve your life. And 10 times out of 10, you're not going to improve your personal soul, personal situation by being negative to someone else. If you're spending your time being negative to other people, it doesn't make you look good. In fact, you look like an asshole. In fact, you're getting further away from working on yourself because you're digging the hole. You're digging yourself into a hole that you might not be able to crawl out of. All right. So let's not focus on what doesn't matter. You know what matters right now? Your crypto portfolio. You know what matters right now? Working overtime, doing everything you can to make sure you don't miss out on this bull market. You make sure you're not missing these trades. Make sure you're not missing these opportunities. There is so much money to be made right now. Why are people wasting their times? And the people that are, it's just like back in school, guys. Are you going to sit in the front of the class with your pen, ready to go, ready to take notes from the teacher? Are you going to sit in the front and pay attention, or are you going to sit in the back and be fucking cool? Who do you want to be? Because the kids it turns out that the kids that sat in the front, the smart kids in school that a lot of us made fun of, those are the successful people. And in crypto, this is a complete direct analogy. In crypto, are you sitting in the front of the class taking notes, studying for the test? Because if you ace this test, you become a fucking millionaire. You become a millionaire if you ace this test. Or are you sitting in the back talking shit? Pick a side. In fact, I'm not even in the class anymore. I'm the professor. I do this for a living. All right. I've made the money. I'm going to make more. I don't have the mansion yet, but I'm on my way. All right. And I didn't get here by being negative. I got here by focusing on what matters and focusing on what I can directly do to improve my situation. And the answer to that question is never being rude to other people. Clean up your act. Become a better trader by becoming a better person. My name's AJ Wrights Crypto. Get rich or get wrecked. I love you guys. Stick around.